Welcome to Live Abroad Now. Ryan Kelly is back with us to share his wealth of information.
This time he's going to tell us all about private schools in Manta, Ecuador.
Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Kelly, and together with my beautiful wife Tiffany Kelly, we own and operate Ecuador Shores Realty right down here on the coast of Manta, Ecuador. We are expats who have been living here in the area for about 8 years now, doing business for about 10, but living full-time for about 8 years. And one of the questions that we actually get often is about schooling, because of course a lot of people come down here with children. You know, we have a little boy of our own, and so with schooling, it's a really nice thing about the area. So obviously you have plenty of your public schools to be able to choose from, but obviously a lot of us, being the good parents that we are, we always want the best education for our children. Here in Ecuador, it's actually a really nice bonus because you can get a really good high quality education at a fraction of the cost from back home in regards to like private schools. So here in Manta, for example, we have two phenomenal private schools, and we have other great private schools as well. But one of them being Glendomen, which is a really great private school, and the other one being Leonardo's, which is another great private school. And they are just absolutely fantastic. They'll start from generally about preschool, and Leonardo's will actually go all the way up through high school. And it's a really good thing as well because their grades will transfer back to the States. So even if your children are a little bit older and they're coming in and they want to start high school here and you're worried about them being able to transfer over to college, it's easily done. Their grades will transfer. Leonardo's, for example, also is a bilingual school, so they'll run 3 days of Spanish and 2 days of English, so they get bilingual education also. Enrollment's actually pretty simple. You'll just make an appointment with the school. It'll be an application process, of course. You'll meet with the school director. It gives them a chance to ask you and your child a bunch of different questions, and of course you have plenty of opportunity to be able to ask them all the questions that you need about what they're going to be able to provide for your child. And of course it's an interview process for the school. You want to make sure that, of course, as a parent, you're choosing the right school for your child. So it's always a nice thing. Going through there, then everything is actually put in through the school as an application, and then you'll find out usually within a short period of time if everything is good and accepted. Most private schools, especially in your younger grades, are going to have multiple teachers. So in preschool and the first grades up, you'll generally have 1 to 2 teachers, maybe even 3 teachers for a specific class. Class sizes in that age group are probably going to range anywhere between 10 to 15 children on average. And then of course as you get into your upper grades, you'll just go to 1 regular teacher. But again, your class sizes generally stay pretty small. They'll generally be anywhere between 15 to 25 kids maybe. That's about it. And it's very nice. They also, as far as the curriculum within the schools, again, these are private schools, so to the local Ecuadorians even, these are a notch up. So they do maintain a very good level of education, a good roundabout range of different subject matter, all the basic good subject matter that you need, and all the extras as well, plus computers and electronics and tablets and all cutting edge stuff. So one of the other nice things that we actually really enjoy is that the school system here is very family oriented, no matter if it's in a public school or in a private school. But we find that they're always doing something that's really inclusive of the family. They're doing a lot of school functions as well. So that's a really nice thing as well, because not only for the kids, but also for the parents. You're able to meet a lot of the other parents of the other children in the school and kids in the class. It's a great way to be able to make new friends. A lot of the locals, especially if you're in private schools, a lot of those locals will speak English because they're educated as well, so they're bilingual. So again, it's a great opportunity to be able to make some new friends quickly in the area. As far as some of the costs associated beyond just the tuition, which by the way is really nice, because when we think about a private school back home in North America, we're automatically counting the dollars. But down here, we found that it's a fraction of what it would be back home in the States. So that's actually a really nice bonus as well. But some of the other costs associated with it would be school supplies, and especially in the younger grades, they're going to give you a sheet that they're going to need to purchase and have ready for them in their backpacks or in their school desks and everything. There are school uniforms, whether it's in public school or private school. We are required to pay for those, so you generally get a couple sets to be able to last. A little bit more about fees. So of course everyone asks about tuition costs because again, private schools back home in the States are quite expensive. But down here we've actually found that most private schools are literally less than $500 a month, which is absolutely incredible. Even Leonardo's, which is regarded as the best school in the area, depending upon your child's age, it'll generally range $250 to $500 a month, and that's absolutely fantastic. Especially with all the hands-on that they get as well, so it's really nice. As far as The times of school that they get out, they generally will get out somewhere between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, again, depending upon the age of the child. And as far as homework, they do have homework. So sorry kids, you still gotta do your homework. But other than that, it's all good. Parents, I guess it gives us a chance to brush up on our Spanish for the Spanish homework days. So as far as transportation, because of course everybody has to, get their kids to school. So of course we can always drop our kids off to school, or we can actually put the kids on the bus. The bus system, not even depending, regardless actually if it's private or public schools, the bus system is going to be an additional cost, but of course it's going to be a nominal fee, and they'll literally come pick them up right at the house. I believe for public, there might be like a close bus stop, kind of like how it is back home, but for the private schools, they'll literally send a bus system directly to the home, pick a child up, but again, you can always drop them off at school as well. But in a nutshell, we've been pleasantly surprised and pleasantly happy with the schooling system. It's been really a nice thing to be able to see.
Ryan, thank you so much for sharing your experiences with private schools in Manta. We really appreciate it.
Yes, we do. And Ryan was with us in a previous video talking all about what expat life in Manta, Ecuador looks like. I'll put a link in the description in case you missed that and want to watch it.
And if you found this video helpful, leave us a like, please.
And remember to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you get notified about our future videos, because we have even more expat interviews on the way.